sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Zamboanga has Mike Are, Reg Gabat, James Una, JP Kawilan, and Jason Credo. Sa kabila naman, JC and JB Marcelino, former Zamboanga players, Will Macaloni, Rob Celis, and Toto Villarias. What a game for the Marcelino twins going up against their former team. Pero buti na lang, hindi magkapareho yung kulay dati. Mas malapit pa nga yung kulay ngayon.
Actually, they're wearing green now eh. Yun rin yung kulay nung Zamboanga nung time nila doon. The Rice Vanguards going with practically the same starting unit that Coach Don Dulay has used over the last few games, while itong Zamboanga Sikat, Coach Egay and Coach Bong going with Jason Credo in this game. The last time Jason Credo played para sa Zamboanga was last May 29 against Davao.
They finished with 2 points. They were over 8 minutes, so interesting. He is being tasked to guard Toto Villarias. Marcelino, JC now with Robbie. There's a double team. JC Marcelino offline on the 3.
Now this will be very crucial. I expect a lot of double teams to come on Robbie Celis sa laro na to. JC Marcelino will have to be ready for those catch and shoot opportunities.
Our crew chief for tonight, Ali Damicog, Chester David, Marlon Rentoria, and Jonathan Kanda. Ang ating officials as Credo gets the first basket to drop.
Jason Credo may be fielded in for defensive purposes, primarily on Toto Villarias as he is right now, but he is no pushover offensively. He too can score the basketball, this former Ateneo Blue Eagle.
Toto misses. Are, Kawilan, the fast break, Gabat inside, no. Well defended there, and there's a whistle going against Mike Are.
They're trying to stop the early work there of JV Marcelino, who was trying to set himself up for possession in the paint early.
It's a beautiful play right here. Tumama ang pick. Dun kay Toto Villarias, and Credo is free for that basket. Good pass as well. 2-0. Robbie, mid-range jumper. Familiar sight this season. Robbie Celis knocking down a midi.
Those 15 to 18-foot jumpers have been a treasure trove of wealth para kay Robbie Celis this season.
13.5 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 3.5 assists para kay Cap Robbie. Reg Gabat from the corner. Too strong on the 3. Celis with a rebound. It goes to JV Marcelino. The drop-off. JC! Basket and 1.
Expect this game to be played with a lot of pace. And we've been seeing that in the first few minutes of this one. Both teams looking to run. Robbie Celis, one of the best grab-and-go players in this league, initiating the offense, ending with a JC Marcelino basket.
Fast break of the game is brought to you by Extreme X-Pop Personal Karaoke Speaker. Everyday karaoke. And he completes the 3-point play. It's 5-2, Nueva Ecija. Zamboanga, Sikat Families, Brand Sardines. They have been challenged every game as Are refuses to be daunted by the occasion, knocking down the 3. Every game, there are questions if the Zamboanga team is for real, Abby. And they face that question every single game this season.
And they've responded to that call each time in the past 8 games after losing to Mindoro. Zamboanga has won against Bacolod, Pasig, Muntinlupa, Ilagan, Quezon City, Pampanga, Davao, and most recently, Batangas City. Now, in those list of teams that I just said, iilan lang naman dun ang talagang playoff contenders. That's why a lot of questions still continue to be raised. But in those recent wins against Batangas in Pampanga, many people have agreed that this team might actually be for real.
Are trying to go for back-to-back. Robbie goes to JV. Getting back in transition. I think that's really the priority. Balik kayo sa depensa. Ayaw natin ma-fast breakan. But JV Marcelino on the catch and shoot. I like that Nueva Ecija stayed patient. They dumped the ball. They obviously have an advantage with Macaloni and Celis. Bago nila nilalabas. But Gabat.
Well, this guy has been on a roll recently. These last stretch of games, these last couple of games for Reg Gabat, he has been on a tear.
He's averaging 9.5 points per ball game. JV Marcelino, another three. JV stroking it home. What a start to this game, Avi.
JV Marcelino averaging only 22.7% from the outside, but already with 2 3-point shots here in the opening quarter.
Una will try. That's off the mark. Rebound Celis. Ahead to Macaloni. And Macaloni's hurt.
Whoa. Oh, medyo kinabahan ako ng konti dahil yung una niyang hawak sa tuhod eh.
Oo, kasi natumba si James Una eh.
See here Celis with that forward pass. He's one of the best in his position to make those kinds of deliveries in this entire league. Definitely no intention to hurt there galing kay James Una. All he wanted to do was prevent Will Macaloni from getting an easy 2 points.
And they're reviewing this kung kailangan ni Macaloni gets 2 free throws, a member of the championship team in season 4, and ang nakalaban nila sa championship game, in championship series, was Zamboanga.
And the 2 players at the forefront of that franchise during that time, pareho niya ng teammate niya, the Marcelino twins.
LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL. Maraming salamat sa LGR. 12-8. Boss Ivan Cuevas and Boss Bong Cuevas there behind Coach Don Dulay, the team owners of Nueva Ecija. Three-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. JV Marcelino wide open for 3.
And once again, Sidel, just like that earlier 3-point shot by JC Marcelino, yung kanyang unang tres, that pass came off the double team na nangyari kay Robbie Celis. That's another 3-point shot, this time coming from Reg Gabat, who scored in double figures in the past 3 games para sa Zamboanga Sika. 20 against Pampanga, 13 against Davao, it's 17 in the last game against Batangas.
Well, parang he really took confidence. See how one game can change the player's confidence. And that game against Pampanga where he finished with 20 points, dun talaga nagbago yung trajectory ni Reg Gabat.
And check this, Adel. He's also averaging 43% from the outside in the last 3 games.
He takes that 3-pointer, parang jump shot itong tres niya eh. Unlike the others who take a set shot 3.
Pero ang ganda pa rin ng mechanics.
Yeah, that takes a lot on the legs as well. Pero kondisyon ito si Reg Gabat. Toto, set shot 3. In and out. Rebound James Una. And Zamboanga fighting toe-to-toe here. Reg Gabat sneaks in. And talk about confidence. Reg Gabat, 8 points as Zamboanga has taken a 1-point lead, 4.5 minutes remaining in the first.
Individually, he's also trying to prove a point here that his past performances were no flukes.
Nare wanted a push, but di binigay. Before that Zamboanga, the Pampanga game, is check out this move, a sidestep going under Will Macaloni's hands there.
These two teams are two of the top teams in terms of scoring in the fast break, both averaging 17 fast break points per game. Only 0.4 ang naghihiwalay sa kanilang dalawa.
Rebound. Kawila na steal by JC Marcelino, who gets fouled by Are.
Despite the foul, at least that's a good second effort there by Are, preventing an end-one opportunity by JC Marcelino.
Mosqueda comes in. And the way they played that first opening 6 minutes here, Javi, you still have a lot of, quality on the bench of Zamboanga. Shows you really, they are contenders this season. And let's get an update from Mika Abisamis muna.
I asked Coach Egay Macaraya, have you absorbed the attention and praises you are getting now? He said, yes, of course, they are appreciated, but it is also starting to be a problem in my head kasi wala nang mag-take for granted sa team namin. Sort of like what happened to Rizal also at the start of the season. Today, they face a powerhouse without Abdul Sawat feeling under the weather, who was actually tasked to defend Rob Celis. So now, Credo and Kawilan have a huge task combined. Pero nakakatawa kasi sabi niya, nakatulong din daw sa scouting niya si Chino at si Choi, kay JC at kay JB, na of course former teammates. Sabi niya, basta kayo nang bahala dyan. Mamaya ikukwento ko ang naging kwentuhan ng mga dating teammates sa Delphin Javi.
Thank you so much, Mika.
Kaya naman pala.
But, alam mo, hinahanap ko siya eh.
Ako
I've
rin
been looking for Abdul, and honestly, that's why Jason Credo started this game, Avi, kasi wala sing, this is a forced decision.
I thought it was just kind of like a gamble on their part to try and get something new out of the bag, pero yun pala yung totoong dahilan.
Was that a too small Selly on Altamirano? Semi too small.
Semi too small. Well, he's really feeling good about himself lately, and we're very happy na bumalik na talaga yung kanyang kumpiyansa.
Actually, the entire Zamboanga team feeling good about themselves. There's a blocking foul on Ichi Altamirano. They're new kids on the block. Alam mo yung bata, and really fearless. As we check out the Gixxer great move of the game, born for greatness.
New kids on the block trying to challenge the norm, a norm that hasn't really been challenged as significantly as it has been siguro as of this moment.
Oh.
Because for many years, the MPBL has been the home of veterans.
No, up until probably the past 2 seasons, when Pampanga, dominated.
But still, yung majority nung ating liga, talagang puro veterano. But now, slowly, we're seeing the young revolution, which is, of course, led by this Zamboanga team. We're seeing the young kids, really challenge the veterans for positions here in this league.
The strength right there from Altamirano, getting the and one over and Costello.
And he's not going to try and start slow here into si Altamirano. He's aggressive off the bat, coming off the bench in this game. He's not going to wait for the second half to try and explode.
But Abdul Sawat is a big loss, Javi.
Yeah, they're losing their leading scorer in this one. Abdul Sawat has been that guy para sa Zamboanga Sikat.
NUEVA ECIJA continues to miss.
10.6 points per game. Abdul Sawat, 7.5 rebounds, as well as 3.7 assists.
Pretty close to Robbie Celis' numbers, actually.
Yeah, they actually are like mirror image of each other.
Mas, I think Abdul operates more with a lot of, athleticism. Ito si Robbie kasi.
Dahil mas bata pa eh.
Mas ano to si Robbie. Suabe.
Robbie takes a lot more jump shots for sure. He has more of the mid-range game than Abdul, because Abdul prefers to attack the basket compared to Robbie Celis.
Another foul on Ryan Costello. James Sena comes in as we check out the play of the game, brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
15 seconds to shoot.
Salim to John Arthur Kalisay. Christian Manaytay with a steal. Robbie Celis. Kenneth Mocon now with Manaytay. Hamito is also there. Wilson. Mocon fires a three. Mosqueda grabs the rebound.
Yeah, the dangerous thing about going up against Nueva Ecija is almost everybody on this roster can actually hit it from the outside.
Salim could not get the roll. Rebound, Jammer Hamito. Jammer, libre si Wilson sa corner. He'll drive baseline and finish off the glass and in front as a former MVP, John Wilson, and we're tied at 17.
He did it settle for the outside shot there, attack that long closeout, and no interior defense. Surprisingly, galing sa Zamboanga Sika, James Sena, just letting another former JRU heavy bomber get to the basket and score a deuce.
Altamirano, Kalisay, book it. 3-ball galing kay Arthur Kalisay. He's been solid as well this season.
You're right. Yeah, we've been talking about Reg Gabat, but this guy also, John Arthur Kalisay, when his number is called upon, he has responded.
Wilson misses the three. Rebound ni Chino Mosqueda. Chino walks into this 3-ball, and what a start for Zamboanga from beyond the arc. That's 3-pointer number 5. 5 of 9, 5 of 10 from beyond the arc. Ang sikat. Mocon trying to answer, short. The tap ends up with Kalisay. Takbo ang Zamboanga. Altamirano, the drop-off. Sena blocked. Manaytay quickly to Wilson. Robles, Mintis. Hamito misses as well. Sena with a block.
Last shot time here for Zamboanga.
Altamirano with a rock. 7 seconds. 5 seconds. Ichi. He'll fire a three. Boom! Off the glass and in. And he quiets the crowd here at the Nueva Ecija Coliseum.
It's raining threes tonight sa Delph.
Kasi ipilit pa niya mo ganitong kabilang team na to. Look at this three. He also buried a 3-pointer to close out the third period against Batangas. Ichi Altamirano has 8 points in the game.
Yeah, they forced the switch there. Robles went under, which forced Hamito to go and try to challenge that shot by each 3-point shot. That's why Zamboanga is up by 8 at the end of the first quarter.
And we will for sure get updates on the changes in the squads in the coming days and weeks. The window will end on June 30, Javi. So mahaba-habang movement yan.
So it's going to be a very interesting next few weeks for the MPBL as we look at the first quarter field goal story. 10 out of 18 for Zamboanga. 5 out of those 10 field goal makes came from the outside. So that's 37% para sa Nueva Ecija and 55% para sa Zamboanga. Zamboanga is 50% from the outside in this game.
Incredible shooting. 8-point lead, the biggest in the game so far. Wilson to Robles from the corner. A three para sa Ilonggo Superman, Billy Ray Robles.
He will not always go for that 3-point shot, but he definitely occasionally can hit it from downtown. Ito si Billy Ray Robles.
Mosqueda spins, push shot, won't go. Jammer Hamito with a rebound. Mocon. Wilson wants it back. They go to Jammer. Manaytay, now Wilson against Mosqueda. Wilson fires.
Oh, that's an offensive foul.
And Manaytay is whistled for the offensive foul.
Offensive foul on number 28. Christian Manaytay is first. Substitution.
It's the definitely a fortunate play para sa Zamboanga because Wilson was left wide open. See here, he was already setting himself up for that shot.
Well, Mosqueda fighting over that pick by Manaytay.
Chino Mosqueda, definitely one of the best defensive guards here in the league.
And he throws the ball away there. Dangerous pass leading to this Manaytay shot and the foul. Manaytay will go to the line.
But it didn't take long for him to redeem himself from that last boo-boo, that offensive foul that he just committed.
So Manaytay did not have the best of games the last time against Pampanga. Finished with only 4 points, 2 of 8 para sa kanya, and had a couple of turnovers. And he actually missed a lot of shots from close range, and that could have allowed Nueva Ecija a bit, given them a bit of breathing room.
Well,
dun sa mahigpit na laban na yun.
Well, credit to the frontline players of Pampanga. They really welcomed Christian Manaytay to that game and made him feel the physicality that Pampanga has been known for the last couple of seasons.
Jammer Hamito. On to Manaytay. Hamito gets it back. The spin to Manaytay for 2. And now they're imposing their will physically. Itong Nueva Ecija, Hamito, and Manaytay.
Yeah, their big men buckling down to work, going down on defense, going for those loose balls, and also running the floor, Sidelf. Sila pa nangunguna sa fast break.
Sena facing up, jumper won't go. Wilson with the rebound. 3 players sent to check in for Zamboanga. Manaytay fakes the handoff. Atakihin niya si Salim, but Med forces the jump ball. It's Zamboanga basketball.
He's giving up some inches, Med Salim, but able to absorb that contact and force that turnover.
Fast break of the game is brought to you by Extreme X Play on-the-go speaker. Take your music anywhere. It's 25 to 22. Hindi pa nakakascore dito yung Zamboanga in the second quarter. 7.5 minutes to play. Sumang to Reg Gabat, who started out hot in this ball game. Gabat fires a 3, short, well challenged by Jammer Hamito. Manaytay now with Wilson. Wilson attacks middle, the jump stop, the shot, no. Another one sa bola. It will be, what's the call here?
It's going to be same ball. No foul, but Nueva Ecija will keep possession. It's going to be a baseline throw-in for the Rice Vanguards.
Billy Robles gets a breather. Pasok si MJ Ayay. Namito. Manaytay. Drop step. Manaytay, no good from close range, and ball goes back to Zamboanga.
Credit to Med Salim. He's been holding his ground against Christian Manaytay, forcing those misses against him. That turnover earlier.
Med Salim has been playing very well, Avi. Kahit nung sa last game nila against Zamboanga, Batangas rather. It was 4 for 4. Wilson running the break and finishing with a layup. 6-0 run for Nueva Ecija to start the second period, and that forces Coach Bong Ramos to sue for time. Team comparison between Zamboanga and Nueva Ecija, and Nueva Ecija tops on their squads. Roy Sumang has been quiet so far. Former Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguard, and talking about quiet, unable to score there. Ignacio with a steal. Sumang gets it to Gabat, drives baseline, trying to go for the Pinoy step there. Gumagat, masyado malalim. 10 seconds to work with for Super Suma. Inatrasan si Manaytay. Turco has Mocon there. Turco shoots over Mocon. And Amito with rebound number 4.
Well, Zamboanga has been really laboring for their shots here in the second quarter.
They've been scoreless here. And a foul on Sumang.
But it's not like they haven't been getting some good looks. They've been getting some attempts up close, some from mid-range. Hindi lang talaga nahuhulog para sa kanila. NUEVA ECIJA, on the other hand, they've really worked hard to be where they're at right now. Down by just 1 point. Jammer Hamito has been the X factor so far here in the second quarter para sa NUEVA ECIJA Rice Vanguards.
He has yet to score, Jammer, pero has done everything else. Wilson gets it to Mocon. Right. Recovery by Zamboanga. Late shot clock situation na naman dun sa NUEVA ECIJA. Sumang on the move. Libre si Turco. Hindi niya nabigay. Ignacio though, three-pointer. No go. Good battle between Rojas and Manaytay. MJ Ayaay goes behind the back. He'll stop and give it up to Wilson. Now with Moko, nasa gitna. 4 players coming in for NUEVA ECIJA. Hamito, jumper, short. Rebound, fought for.
That's a kick.
Kickball on Turco.
Shot clock 14 seconds. Substitutions. JC will Nakalone represents.
Pero hindi pa nakakascore dito, Javi. 5 minutes into the second quarter. Scoreless pa rin ang Zamboanga. And the last guy to score for them, Ichi Altamirano, has returned for Choi Ignacio.
Just a short stint on the floor para kay Choi Ignacio. Coach Bong and Coach Egay putting in perhaps their best gunner so far in this game in Ichi Altamirano.
Robbie against Sumang. Ayaay, that's a shot clock violation.
The last 3 possessions of NUEVA ECIJA, they've been forced into late shot clock situations. This time with this new unit on the floor, bumalik ulit sila dun sa kanilang scheme kay Robbie Celis kung saan dumodoble sila laban sa kapitan ng NUEVA ECIJA. Zamboanga has been scoreless for more than 5 minutes. And they turned the ball over here.
Yeah, another turnover.
That's now 9 turnovers in the game for the Sikat.
They're still ahead though. NUEVA ECIJA unable to fully capitalize. Kasi alam mo bakit? Ano rin eh.
Matindi rin yung dinidepensa nila dito.
Absolutely, and now Macaloni gives the Rice Vanguards the lead. 8-0 run in the first 5.5 minutes of the second period. Sumang down low. Ichi puts it in, plus the foul.
And he continues to be the answer here para sa Zamboanga Sikat. What a setup. Galing kay Roy Sumang, taking Marcelino down to the baseline with that semi-no look of a jump pass to Ichi Altamirano, who scores on the reverse and 1.
Former San Sebastian Stag, Ichi Altamirano, could not complete the three-point play. Rojas gives the ball away to Celis. At least, nakashoot na yung Zamboanga
Yun ang
dito.
importante para sa kanila. Nakabutas na sila ulit. Go back to playing defense here.
Marcelino drives, fouled by Sumang.
How many times in his MPBL career has JC Marcelino drawn those oohs and ahs from each crowd he's played in front of?
Assist of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. May have been fouled there as well. This will be Will Macaloni. JC Marcelino, former MVP, won that MVP while playing for Zamboanga. Now he's on the opposite side of this matchup. NUEVA ECIJA na siya ngayon. Sumang. They're down by 1. Under 4 minutes to go here in the second period. Una. Ichi launches the three. It's short. Rojas taps it to Marcelino. JV Marcelino. Almost a steal. Macaloni. Ball knocked away. Sumang to Gabat. Gabat for two.
Impressive effort. What a way to get the basketball there para sa Zamboanga. Sikat. So persistent, so pesky in going for that steal, and the lead pass by Roy Sumang. Definitely very much applaudable.
Celis, the mid-range jumper, no good. Sumang with the rebound. Baklase din yung depensa nito sa Zamboanga.
The nice thing with Roy Sumang at this point of his career is before he really wanted to get all the points para sa kanya, he wants to be heavily involved in the offense. But as we see that transition basket by JC Marcelino, pero ngayon si Roy Sumang, he's now happy and contented with being able to be that veteran for this Zamboanga team, playing defense and setting up his teammates. Oh, yeah, same foot hop.
Yeah. And Reg Gabat telling him to get back defensively. It's the 10th turnover for Zamboanga, and then NUEVA ECIJA makes them pay. 30-29 is the count. Marcelino. Goes to Ayaay. JC for three. Eleven turnovers now for Zamboanga. 6 for NUEVA ECIJA, but the points off turnovers 13. And that's another giveaway. 12 turnovers.
Hindi sila nagkaintindihan doon, si Altamirano tsaka si Rojas. I think Rojas expected that there was still someone behind him na nag-aabang nung pasa. Pero hinihingi niya yung bola eh.
Yeah. And this is usually the time kailangan nila si Abdul eh. No?
Yeah, to stabilize things and help Zamboanga get back under control.
Celis blocked by Una.
While the guy who keeps things under control para sa NUEVA ECIJA is on the floor, Rob Celis. He was foiled there in that attempt.
Minute and 49 here in the second period. Marcelino. Binigay kay Ayaay. They go to Robbie. Catch and shoot. MJ knocks it down. Three-pointer for MJ Ayaay. And Zamboanga is forced to call another timeout here. They did not use a timeout in the first quarter, so they have a couple here in the second. Robbie Celis just being smart, being clever to find an open teammate.
Yeah, he made a quick decision there. Di niya na inantay yung double team. Pinas out niya na agad, and he saw that Ayaay was ready for that catch and shoot situation, draining that three and making...
All of a sudden, the threes are not falling. Celis, Toto, book it.
The threes are not falling for Zamboanga. It's the opposite at this point para sa NUEVA ECIJA. Back-to-back hits from downtown for the Rice Vanguards.
Another great decision there on the ball from Robbie Celis. Kawilan, the pass, medyo alanganin. Gabat gets away, blocked. Ayaay making an impact here in the second period. Toto, no. Robbie, the captain delivers again.
Celis has now figured out how to work against this defense of Zamboanga. In this instance though, he follows up that shot of Toto Villarreal and goes up for a strong take, absorbing the contact and finishing through it. But the pass couple of instances, Sedelf, he made quick decisions. Di niya na inantay yung double. Quick passes leading to made baskets by his teammates.
And ang impressive doon is that this was the pace that Zamboanga likes. And
Exactly.
they're taking, and Nueva Ecija is taking it to them.
But you're forgetting, Sedelf, that Nueva Ecija can also play at this pace.
Yeah, absolutely. Kawilan to Una, 10 seconds to work with. Una fires an air ball.
And with the way that they're playing right now, they're telling Zamboanga, you like to play at this pace. What you can do, we can do better.
And here's the thing right here. You know, Nueva Ecija, an experienced team, they're used to playing catch-up.
You're right,
And then,
yeah.
Itong season na to, you know, with the schedule that they have, itong Zamboanga, they've hardly been, you know, yung nahihirapan sila, no? Adversity. We'll see how they respond to adversity. Only 4 points here in the second period. Kawilan for 3. Blocked by Macaloni. Credo inside. And everything challenged by Nueva Ecija and the crowd appreciating yung ginagawa at effort nitong Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards.
Well, they're not going to let things come easily, especially here on their home floor. They want to keep their record immaculate, and they don't want to disappoint the faithful who came out here on a holiday to watch them play.
This free throw of the game is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas.
Zamboanga is in here to play villain to this unblemished record of Nueva Ecija, but the Rice Vanguards, they want to continue to be the heroes of Palayan City.
38-31. Coach Don Dulay calls timeout. 11.9 seconds remaining in the half. Bacolod. So, teams in the South Division, ang kanilang mga kalaban in the next few weeks. Speaking of Muntinlupa, Boss Kaiser Galvez watching right now
I'm
and
sure, yeah.
enjoying the game.
Good evening to you.
Walang laro, ah.
Oh.
38-31. 3 seconds to go. Toto for 3. Book it! Just in the nick of time. Beautiful play. Coach Don Dulay. They gotta give credit. They gotta give. You gotta give Coach Don a share of that basket.
Of course. I mean, coming off a timeout, check this one out. They go to their top playmaker in JC Marcelino. He attracts the defense, and then Villarias lifts from that corner to that left flank to receive that back pass, and he rises up for that shot. Clean and counted para kay Toto Villarias.
What a second quarter for Nueva Ecija. They've turned things around. Down by 8 at the end of 1, and then up